Hello, everybody. This is Robert Ferguson, America's fat loss coach, nutritionist, author, researcher, a guy who cares, and that's why we share. And today I am going to share with you information that is framed around losing weight and never gaining the weight back. So I'm going to say that one more time: losing weight and never gaining the weight back. We are talking about fat that does not come back. And I wrote the book on it. It was called Grasa que no regresa, fat that doesn't come back. It was my very first weight loss focused book, and it helped a lot of people. It was a bestseller. It was self-published. Very proud of that book. Has over 100,000 words in it, and not one time did we use any sense of judgment toward people. We didn't even use the word should in that book. So out of all those words written to create that book, should was not there. Not one time. There's ways of talking without judging. Now, if you're new here for the first time, I want to say thank you for being here, and do me a favor. And if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, so you can get updated when we share information like this that I believe, one, can help with you being mindful. Two, I feel like I'm always going to share some type of nugget. And it may be something that you're already familiar with, or it may be something that is totally new to you. But I have these moments where I want to share information that I believe will help someone who's in the process, meaning they're transitioning, right? They haven't transformed yet, as well as those who reach their goals, and how to set yourself up where you don't gain the weight back. Okay. Now, I'm not even going to talk about losing the weight, because people are going to lose weight however they feel is going to be best for them. Whether it's being inspired because they saw a friend do some diet, whether they're just ready and they learn about something new, or they get caught up in the trends that are out there. And next thing you know, if it's not keto, or if it's not paleo, if it's not, intermittent fasting, if it's not going back to Weight Watchers, whatever it may be, even if it was the diet-free life methodology, right? The methodology that I created to make it possible for people to lose weight without avoiding carbs. Because there's so many people that are just really quick to push one way or another. And it's interesting when you look at the world of weight loss, because it's almost like watching 24/7 like court. Because if someone believes in keto, there's a lot of people out there who they come across very convincing. There are documentaries that will have you thinking, man, see, the government's wrong, I'm going to do keto. And then you learn about intermittent fasting. And then if you got two of them that are going really popular, intermittent fasting and keto, well, let's blend them. So you can start your day with intermittent fasting. And then when you eat, you kind of keep it focused around whatever that diet is. Then Weight Watchers comes out with a new approach. And I guess now they have this thing where every year is different. And I guess that helps people become, be excited. I mean, I don't know. But here's what the point I want to make, and then we're going to talk about how you don't gain the weight back. However, you lose the weight. Okay. When I went on a TV show called The Doctors, they wanted me to debate about intermittent fasting. Like, what side of the fence was I going to be on? Was I going to be on the side of the fence that was pro intermittent fasting, or could I put up an argument against it? And I was torn when I did this show. I mean, I really was. I was torn because I'm not against intermittent fasting. I'm not against political fasting. I'm not against spiritual fasting. But my thing is, if that's what you're going to go for to lose weight, what if, and here's the question, what if you could still eat in the morning if you wanted and lose the same amount of weight? Like take 100 people and they do intermittent fasting, right? Or they do keto or whatever it is. And let's say all 100 lose 100 pounds. And then let's say I'm coaching 100 people, and they eat 3 meals a day. They snack when they want to snack. They're eating a variety of foods, and they lose 100 pounds. So if you could lose 100 pounds one way or the other, then choose the one that fits your lifestyle. Choose the one that literally makes more sense after you transform, after you get to your ultimate goal weight. Which one can you live with? Now, if you can go the rest of your life um, with intermittent fasting, whether you're on a cruise, whether you're on vacation, whether and you just say, I am not eating for so many hours a day. Okay, if that's your lifestyle, great. So then you ask the question, okay, pros, cons, right? Risk to benefit. So the risk is I'm going to go and eat a certain way, or the benefit is I lose the weight. The risk, is there a risk? I believe there's a risk if a person's not getting an adequate amount of dietary fiber. I have seen the data, and it's really clear that the problem with, say, going with like a keto type diet is not what you're eating, it's what you're not eating. Because dietary fiber it really is our friend. There's no negatives to consuming dietary fiber. And maybe there's a common ground, because the common ground could be, like I know keto people, they don't eat anything processed because it has carbs in it. And I may encourage you not to eat a lot of things that are processed. I may say, hey, stick to things that are closer to nature. Now, that doesn't mean you could never, ever eat a cracker. When you do eat the cracker, we show you how to eat it in a way, or what we call the healthier way. There is a way, right? And it may be as simple as how much you eat at a specific time. But fat that doesn't come back is when you think it through. Think it through. If the way you're eating is something you can see yourself eating on a regular basis, is not bringing up feelings of deprivation, is not walking around feeling that you have to avoid food groups, is not restriction, you could probably live with that. Now, can you eat pizza? With our methodology, you can, but do we tell you to eat it every day? So again, it's creating a lifestyle, which literally means your whole way of living. Um, the people that you spend time with, are they reckless with their eating? Can you be around people who are reckless with their eating? And reckless, I'm not creating a judgment. I'm just saying, let's say it's not in alignment with your way of eating. Can you be around that and still maintain your lifestyle? Or do you feel restricted when you're around people who kind of binge or eat a lot of the stuff that you're not eating? Well, when I think of that, I also can bring into my mind, I can see it. I can see it. If you were an alcoholic, right? Let's say you raise your hand and says, I need to be sober. Well, some people cannot be around people who drink. Now, my mom, this month, as I share this with you, hit her 40 years of being sober. She has not had alcohol for 40 years this month. And I remember the day when she went in. Now, when my mom got out of her 30-day sobriety moment, I remember her coming home, and a lot of her friends who hadn't seen her in a while came over, and they were still drinking Crown Royal. They were still, enjoying Hennessy. They were consuming alcohol, and my mom was strong at that moment. But in my mind, as a little kid, I'm thinking, something's not adding up here. I don't think it's a good idea for my mom to spend as much time with these people as she used to, because they have two different lifestyles. Well, at first that hit my mom, and she actually realized it would be best if she creates some distance. So she did. Now she still loves these people, and they're still her friends, but she did. And they still engaged in various activities. But when they did, she was ready for it, and it wasn't like a long period of time. So she came in with the right frame of mind. did what she did, spent the time, had some talks, and then she was out of there. Well, with years of experience behind her, my mom could go get you a drink. It's just not something that she will indulge in. It's not something that will work for her. I don't eat trans fatty acids, but if you wanted something that had trans fats in it, I'll go over and get it for you. I'm not going to eat it because it's not part of my lifestyle. When I go to my mom's and she makes deep fried fish, I'm going to eat some deep fried fish. Like she makes perch, she makes catfish. It's not my staple. It's not something that I eat all the time, but I'm going to eat it. And when I eat it, I just happen to know how to eat it where there's less damage. And then I'm back to my lifestyle, right? So that's not my lifestyle because it's not my staple. It's not something that I do week to week. My mom lives in Indiana. I live in California. When I go visit, we have that moment and I'm good with it. I know how to make it work. Now, what do we do to make it healthier? Well, we use an oil when we deep fry that has a higher smoke temperature. And we don't use seed oils. We stay away from seed oils because I know how that can negatively impact your body, cause inflammation. Seed oils can cause you to become more insulin resistant if you're not already, or if you're not at the worst level. So it doesn't help with that. And that's my lifestyle. So hopefully this is making sense. If you can make it your lifestyle, you guys, if you can make it your lifestyle, then you're good. And the last thing I'll share with you is a ongoing study done by the National Weight Control Registry. And what the National Weight Control Registry does, which I like, because it's all about you've lost the weight. Now let's see what happens, right? We know that over 85% of people who have lost weight will gain it back. And many of them will gain back more. And we know that when this happens, it creates a lot of damage in your body. And it makes it more and more and more and more difficult to lose weight again. That's why people who have yo-yoed for years tend to have a harder time losing the weight each time they move into losing the weight. So that yo-yoing isn't good. It contributes toward insulin resistance. It's not good at all. However, if that's been your reality, that's your reality. And those are people that I work with on a day-to-day basis. And we're able to reverse their insulin resistance and put them in a place where some of them become insulin sensitive, meaning everything is working. Okay. When you're insulin resistant, because I'm not doing a talk on that, I talk about it all the time, but when you're insulin resistant, losing weight can be very tough. But the good news is you can reverse it. You can reverse it. All you need is a little bit of knowledge and the structure to put you on path to be successful. And again, when you choose that structure, you choose a structure that you can live with. So with the National Weight Control Registry, what they discovered was that the large majority of people who lost at least 30 pounds to 300 pounds and have kept the weight off, they've lost 30 to 300 pounds, and years later, they've been able to keep the weight off. One of the key things that all of these people had in common, I think it's around 90%, is that the way they ate, I'm going to stress it, the way they ate as they lost the weight is the way they eat, and they have not gained the weight back. That's it. What else is there to say? So what happens is we jump on these bandwagons. Well, let me just get the weight off and then I'll worry about being healthy. Let me just get the weight off and then I'll do this. Let me just get the weight off. And so you may be getting the weight off, but damaging your metabolism. So you get so focused and fixated on the results that you don't realize that you have created more damage. More damage. Oh, I see this all the time. I see it from family members. I see it with friends. I watch people, and you know what? I'm not here to convince anybody. If they want to learn, and there is a right way to lose the weight and set yourself up where it will not come back on, I have an answer for you. Now, if you're someone who has lost weight with me and you've gained the weight back and you want to call me, you want to reach out, but your ego may be getting in the way, just reach out. In the last year, I've had quite a few people that work with me. They gained their weight back, and now we just did it again. And it's all good because there's no judgment over here, right? This is all about helping you maximize what it is to maximize. And we're talking about your health, your well-being, and your future. No more gaining the weight back, you guys. No more gaining the weight back. You don't have to lose it and then gain it back. I am a coach. If you're connected with me, we're connected for some reason. Reach out to me. I will help you out. I'm not saying send me a check. You don't got to pay me. Email me. If you got questions, I'll help you out. And we'll put you in a position where you can be successful. That's what it's all about. And I have a documentary that we are in pre-production right now. And this documentary is going to be a game changer. So I got some new clients that I just took on that we're definitely going to feature. And I want to feature like whoever wants to be in it and share your story. And also share the reality that there's a lot of information that is not available to the general public. And it's information that could play a huge role in helping them be successful. And when they go to their doctor, what you'll see in this documentary, when we go to doctors, and this is not to beat up on doctors, but when you go to doctors or medical professionals or people who are set up to be the experts, you go there expecting to get, direction that is going to help you. And what people are going to see in this documentary is that not their fault, but the information that they're giving you is actually causing you to be worse. Think about that. Think about that. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you making time to listen. And hopefully there's a nugget here or there that I've shared that can help you or get you to look at things a little differently. Ultimate goal is to put you in a position to win. And I would like to see everybody win because everybody could win. They just don't know. You with me? If you have questions, our contact information is there. I am Robert Ferguson. And as always, America's Fat Loss Coach, want to say thank you for making time. Please share, subscribe if you can. Pass it on. Send it to someone. Let's get them in the family. Let's get them in a circle. And let's help them be successful. All right. So